This is the 2024 Acura TLX Tech. Is it better than ever? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today, Carrie and I are at Acura in Shreveport, Louisiana to tell you about what's changed on the TLX for the 2024 model year. There are some positive changes, I would say. We'll tell you all about those. Don't forget about the Vehicle Visionary discount only here at Acura. $500 off any new Acura if you mention that you watched one of our videos on the model you're looking at. So let's take a look at what's changed. And again, as always, there's a link in the description of the video. So here is the first place where we're going to see a change, right here on the front grille. And it's really not so much what is here, but more what is not. Remember that plate that was right here? That's gone. That plate was used to amplify the signal for the safety features for the vehicle, the driving aids and all of that. Not here anymore. So clean that area up. It has a very nice clean look to it. You're still going to have your LED daytime running lights, your LED multi-jewel headlights. Now here on the Tech trim level, which is the entry trim level, you don't have fog lights. You'll need to go to A-Spec for that or the Type S. So those are your three trim levels for 2024. Something else that you won't find here is all-wheel drive. For some people, that's not a big deal. This model is going to come standard front-wheel drive. Let's talk about our tire and wheel size real quick. As far as the width goes, you have a lot of tread on the ground, even with front-wheel drive. You should still have, oops, sorry, hope that didn't mess the scene up. 255 on your width, a 40 series sidewall wrapped around the 19-inch wheels. And another one of those changes for 2024, this is going to be across all trim levels. It has to do with that button at the very top. Engine hold, or what a lot of us like to call remote start. That is standard no matter what trim level you get now. Other than that, the remote is basically the same, all the same features you're used to seeing. And with our side view mirrors, they're going to be manually folding, just so you can see how they work. Sometimes people ask how to manually fold a side view mirror. All you have to do is bump into something and you'll figure that out. You have your gloss black mirror caps, and even on the base trim level, the turn signal indicators are built in. They're power adjustable and they're heated. That is a proximity key, by the way, with remote start or with the walk-away feature. All that stuff is going to be here. That's a good thing. And here with our LED tail lights, we're going to find a similar look to what we saw with the headlights as far as the overall design goes, just keeping some consistency. And something that might be a little challenging if you haven't had a TLX before. Maybe your salesman at the dealership didn't go over this with you. If you're looking for the way to open the trunk back here, well, you could use the remote or you can use the button that's almost hidden away right here. So you just push that button, the dampening takes over, and the trunk opens right up. And something else that I like on the rear back here is the fact that you have functional exhaust. These are not fake exhaust vents. They really are connected to the exhaust. You can see the outlet right there. What exactly is that exhausting? Let's open the hood and find out. Under the hood, which, by the way, I like the fact that when you open the hood, you have the struts to help lift that up and keep it in place. That's always a good thing. We don't have to waste our time fumbling around looking for a prop rod. At least I tend to fumble around looking for that. Maybe you're eloquent in how you put your prop rod in place. I don't know. But there's a 2-liter direct injection 4-cylinder here under the hood. It makes 272 horsepower, 280 on the torque. It has a 10-speed automatic transmission. And let me reach back here real fast and get the window sticker so we can show you the MPGs. So you can see what we have here: 22 city, 31 highway, 25 combined, and 4 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And don't worry, I'm not going to forget to tell you about the gas tank size. When you open up, you have capless fuel fill. You will be filling a 15.9 gallon gas tank. And one little thing to bring some peace of mind, when you lock the interior, just like that, it also locks the gas door. So for those of you who are concerned about that, that's a good thing. Now let's move on to cargo capacity right here. I already showed you what is back here, to a small degree at least. You're looking at 13.5 cubic feet of cargo space. That's always a good thing to know about. Plenty of space back here, plenty of room. And let's see here. I don't remember, I believe this model does not have a spare tire. So I almost said does, but it doesn't. So we're showing you what's here. I'm gonna pull on those releases right there to show you how it looks when we maximize our cargo space, which is going to be by folding down one side and the other side. And there we go. That's how you maximize your cargo capacity. And how about space in the back seat? Well, keep in mind, these seats are fairly far back, so it might look like I have less room than I do. I'm actually pretty comfortable back here. I feel good. I don't know how long I could ride back here. I'd rather ride in the front seat because there's obviously more space. Head space, well, at 5'10", hopefully you're seeing on the camera, that's what I have above my head, about like that. Now, you will have the typical, as I bump my head on the roof, the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in. A little bit of space back there for the snacks. And probably the best you could do back here, air conditioning vents and USB connectivity. So those are the things that I know a lot of people like to have. We'll also have the conventional style sunroof. These are not the things that really changed. The biggest changes are found in the front seat area. Let's talk about what those are. And what about the price on the base model of the 2024 Acura TLX or Acura? $46,795. Of course, if you use the Vehicle Visionary discount, it's $46,295, right? You get that $500 off. So let's see what else you get for the price. I love this parchment interior. The look is nice, clean, and elegant. And we'll start off over on the driver's side, or excuse me, passenger side, door panel over there, and see how things not only look, but how the armrest feels. How does that feel? Let's find out real quick. We'll get the armrest test to give you an idea. We don't poke on it like we're testing for the doneness on a steak like everybody else does in the car review community, but you'll also find control for the windows, your control right there, or your release for the door, your handle. Also a nice large door bin, plenty of space there where that is concerned. And then with the passenger seat over here, even on the base trim level, look at what you get. You get a power passenger seat, also heated, so that's a good thing. For those of you that live in cooler climates, not a good thing for us in Northwest Louisiana because it's about to not be cool. We'll let Carrie hop on into the interior right here, and we'll show you something that you don't see in a lot of vehicles anymore. I'm going to start the engine real fast so we don't burn up here with the push button start, but in the glove box right there, not only is there a lot of space, but kind of an old school thing is that you have a release for the trunk right there. That's something that used to just be basically a standard feature in all vehicles a long time ago. At least it seems like it was a long time ago. There's the air conditioning vent and the overall design of what we have here with our speakers and everything. Nothing's really changed where that is concerned. Now, you don't have a touch screen here. That hasn't changed either, but you do have a little more space, a little larger screen here than you did in previous years. You do have your built-in navigation. Nothing new where that's concerned, but I know that's something that a lot of people like to know about, and let's get this out of the way. It's not that hard to figure this out as far as getting used to it and all that stuff, other than the fact that we have to keep going through menus here. There we go. Now I can give you a look at how things look and work. So that's a good thing. And wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, obviously all of those features are here as far as that goes, and you have quite a bit going on here. We're going to go somewhere in a little bit to show you a little bit more about your ambient lighting, but you can see that you can change the light, how high it is, how bright it is, all that kind of stuff. But if you want to change the look, you're going to go right here. I do like what we have as far as our ambient lighting goes. You have several different options to choose from. We'll go and take a deeper or a closer look at that later in a darker atmosphere. Here is your rear view camera. So you have a couple of different views that you can go with depending on what you need to see. That makes things nice and simple. Go back here, and you also have your parking sensors. You can see over there on the left-hand side of the screen. Again, even on the base trim level, quite a bit going on here. You get a lot for the money, I would say. So all of your typical features are going to be here. And then we come down here to our dual zone climate control. Everything pretty simple to figure out as far as what's there. And heated seats. We don't need heated seats right now. Now, if you want to change your driving modes, here is your dynamic mode selector. So here's what's going to happen on the screen. When I twist that or turn that, we're going to go with comfort. There's normal. We also have sport. And if I push the button in the center right there, that's going to take me into individual mode, and that way I can go in and change whatever I want to where that is concerned, if that's something I want to do. And set up different areas of the vehicle. And you can see what else is here. There is where you turn off or turn on, depending on your preferences. The auto stop start feature, I like to turn that off. Brake hold, that's going to help you out in traffic situations. And then you have your push button shifter right here. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people, well, they're neutral on it. It doesn't really matter. You can go into drive or sport mode right there if you want to do D or S. There's your trackpad we talked about earlier, just a little closer look at that. And you can actually rest your wrist right here and make it easier to control everything, just to run your finger around there and control that. There's a control for your volume and turning the radio on and off, and then surfing back and forth through stations. Wireless charging, that's a good thing. Your cup holders, nothing out of the ordinary there. Will also have space within the center console and some more connectivity options, as you can see, a 12 volt and a couple of USB options.
Hey, Vehicle Visionary fans and YouTube watchers, Kerry here for Kerry's Driving Lounge on this nice Acura sedan. If you're not familiar with this driving area here, that's what you're here for. Let's go over that and see what's going on here. You have on your door panel the usual things you can see there. Mirror controls, door lock, unlock button, and your window controls. Your handle to get out, and this has a 2-seat memory on the driver's side, not on the passenger side. Your usual things here, your parking gauges, your parking aid, your stability control off and on, and your electronic park brake. Down here by my foot you have the dead pedal and the gas and brake pedal on the normal side. And you have the release here for your tilt, telescope, and steering wheel. You have up here on your nice sporty feeling steering wheel, 3-spoke, feels really good in the hand. Not necessarily soft, but nice and thick, and not necessarily hard either. You have a spoke on your left side there for your usual light controls, headlight, automatic, turn signals, usual things there. Turn signal left, turn signal right. You should probably use those. On your right side, you have wiper controls, the usual things, nothing new there. Intermittent, high-low, and your mister for your window. On your steering wheel in the center, you have your airbag. Not necessarily hard or soft, but feels pretty good. And you have your left side of your steering wheel spoke. You have the volume for your radio, your little wheel to adjust various things. You have your menu control, your activation of your telephone. On the right side, you have the dimmer for your dashboard and your cruise control, turning it on, adjusting it, your distance to the vehicle in front of you, your lane departure mitigation, and your cancel of your cruise control. Usual things that you see here. You have on the dashboard on the right side, on the left side, you have your RPM gauge. It goes to 8,000 RPM, and there's you see that red P there, that's for your shifter. It's a push button shifter that you've already been shown. Whatever condition you're in, park, drive, reverse, neutral, that's where it shows up. There's a coolant gauge below that, temperature gauge below that, and the odometer to the right of the temperature gauge, temperature for outside, 52 degrees. This vehicle is brand new. It has 10 miles on it, as you can see. And to the right side, you have your trip computer and your fuel gauge and your miles on your fuel. You have 194 miles left on this here. There's also an indicator there to show whether your seat belts are on or off. There's a speedometer up top there. This vehicle does not have heads-up display. You have a frameless mirror here with control for 3 garage door controls. You have a eyeglass holder right there. You have a visor. Let's do the visor test and see how that goes. It does extend, and it does cover the entire window, which is very nice. You also have a mirror in the visor with a light. Grab handle. Looks like there's a speaker in there, or some kind of a speaker type thing in there. Maybe a microphone, can't tell what it is. You have adjustment here for your seat belt, so you can adjust it by the height of the driver so it doesn't cut into your neck if that's uncomfortable for you. There's your, Tom already showed you this, but it's your roof shade, and there's the button to control your roof. Pull that back and the roof goes open. Push the other way and the roof closes, but your shade is manual. You have to pull that back. It does not go back with the roof, and you have your usual assist up here for emergency assisting and home link buttons and roof controls for your lights and your interior lighting on that side. One thing I wanted to show you is that on this wireless charging pad, there's a button here that you can push to actually turn your wireless charging pad off. I think I've only seen that in one other vehicle. I can't remember what it was, but you can turn that charging pad off right here. There's your button for your turn the vehicle on, your engine start stop, and other than that, if you're familiar with this vehicle, then you're already familiar. If you're not, then there it is for you. Thanks for being with me on Carrie's Driving Lounge. Like and subscribe, people. See you next time.
And a quick look into the interior in a little bit darker atmosphere. And that's not the only animation you're going to see. I'm going to go right here and hit the push button start. I don't know if Carrie showed you that earlier or not, but there that is. And here's a couple of things that are nice to know about. Here's your ambient lighting. It's only going to be in the front seat. No ambient lighting in the back seat area. We also have it right there. And obviously you can go in and make some changes to the vehicle as far as that goes, depending on what you want to do or what you want to see. So we'll make a couple of changes here. We've got comfort. And let's see here, I'm just gonna run through here real quick. Let's see, there's another one right there. Just to show you some of the options that are here. There's quite a few actually, but that's not the only thing I wanted to show you. Check this out. So when you turn the headlights on the TLX, you can see that the headlights come on the likeness of your TLX right down here. When you put your foot on the brake lights come on. And when you go into drive, it gets down into what I call the ready, set, go position. And when you turn it off, here's what happens. Let's see if we can get that to work. There you go. All right, we're out on the road. And for those of you who were disheartened, and I can't blame you if you were, when the 11th generation of the Honda Accord came out and the 2.0T was gone, well, here's your option. It actually makes 20 more horsepower. That was 252 horsepower. You have 272 here. You have that 10-speed automatic transmission that is a great option as well. A very, very solid transmission. Makes this car a lot of fun to drive. In a lot of ways, it's like the Accord was, the 2.0T. You also have front-wheel drive, as was the case there. But as we talked about earlier, you still have other options for all-wheel drive, whether you go A-spec or you can step up to all-wheel drive with a lot more horsepower with the Type S model. So you've seen all that's here as far as the ambient lighting and all of that goes. But one thing I did want to cover, earlier Carrie talked about the speaker that was up here by the oh crap handle in the front seat, only in the front seats on both doors. Those are actually 2 additional speakers that are here. So if you were curious about what that is what that is. Just good old speakers, nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. Nobody's listening to you or anything like that. So if you're like me and you like to talk to the smartest person you know, in other words, you talk to yourself when you're driving, well, you can do that. No one's going to hear you. They just also might know that or think that you're on the phone if the person in the car next to you sees you. Isn't that the advantage of technology these days? Yeah, I'm just having a little fun there. A fun car to drive, that's for sure. Handling is solid. It has a good ride to it. It's definitely acceptable. I'm not going to say it's the smoothest riding thing out there, but it's also not the worst, that's for sure. So one way or another, you're going to be very happy here. Plenty of space here in the front seat. Definitely the most space you will find is in this front seating area, and the technology here is not difficult to learn. I know a lot of people are going to say they'd like to have a touch screen, and I can't say I necessarily blame you if you wonder why it's not a touch screen. Well, I can't reach that from here if I stay seated where I am. And you don't really need to lean forward when you're driving like that. So that is really the reason why you don't have a touchscreen in this particular case. But if you think about it, how often do you use your touchscreen, especially when you're driving? Well, hopefully not much, if any at all. That could be a big distraction. So in a lot of ways, you really won't know the difference. For those of you who have monk-style personalities, you'll love not having a touchscreen. That's a fact. So tell me what you think about the 2024 Acura TLX. Is it better than ever? We showed you the features, we showed you the changes that are here. What do you think? I'm always curious to get your feedback down in the comments about the vehicle. Don't forget, if you want to buy this model, there's a link in the description of the video for you. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Acura for loaning us this model for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's right up there on the screen, and we'll see you there.